Thousands of immigrants traveling from Central America have made their way into Mexico despite attempts by Mexican authorities to stop and process their asylum claims. Now more than 7,000 are on their way to the U.S., making it the largest migrant caravan on record. The president has so far blamed Democrats for, quote, not giving us the votes to change our pathetic immigration laws, unquote, although Republicans control both the House and the Senate. At a rally over the weekend, President Trump said the caravan included, quote, bad people, criminals, and this morning he added unknown Middle Easterners to the list via Twitter. But journalists following the caravan on the ground have reported over and over that they haven't identified people from Middle Eastern countries within the group. A few months ago, ABC 10 had the opportunity to cross the U.S. Mexico border and visit some migrant shelters in Reynosa across McAllen, Texas, to talk to people about what it is that they're seeking when they come to the U.S. Some women told us they were seeking protection from violent domestic partners. Many others said they were looking for jobs in the land of opportunity. But the majority of people we spoke with, coming from the Northern Triangle, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, said they're fleeing violence. When asked in 2017 if they feel safe walking around their neighborhoods at night, only 54% of people in Honduras said yes. In El Salvador, it's 51%, and only 46% of people in Guatemala feel safe. In all three countries, less than 40% of people said they trusted the local police in 2016, and fewer than 35% in all countries trust the courts. It's easy for us to say, tough luck, not our country, not our problem. But let me give you a little bit of history here. For the past 70 years, the U.S. has overtly and covertly taken actions that have resulted in destabilizing Central American countries. In the efforts of spreading American political values during the Cold War, to promote American business interests, and in carrying out the war on drugs, we have toppled their leaders, crushed democratic political movements, fueled civil wars, and sent back violent gang members from gangs that were actually started in the U.S. Now, amid this caravan, President Trump says he's trying to protect Americans by stopping immigrants, even if that takes sending the military to our borders. He's also warned that because Central American countries are not stopping their people from coming to the U.S., he will cut off what he describes as massive foreign aid to Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala. These three countries together received over $500 million in aid in the 2017 fiscal year, but are projected to get just a third of that in 2019. These funds are used for infrastructure, education, to create jobs, to fight corruption, to reduce poverty, and to fight crime, making these countries safer. According to the State Department, some of these funds have created more than 100,000 jobs in El Salvador and Guatemala, and lifted some 90,000 people from extreme poverty in Honduras. In all three countries, homicide rates decreased between 2014 and 2017, and border crossings to the U.S. are much lower than they were in the early 2000s. U.S. aid to Central America seeks to reduce the need for immigration. So without the aid President Trump threatened to cut off from these countries, poverty and violence could send even more people across our borders.